hour, knock this out. People on our email list, you should have received an email with the recent webinar that we just did. It was a pre-recorded one that I did last night, all talking about how we go about doubling revenue in 12 months or less. So it's kind of cool. As you're popping on here, please, if you have questions, this is all about marketing and upcoming stuff. We're going to get into Black Friday, Cyber Monday things, and talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. So if you have questions, comments, punch them down in the comments section, and I'll make sure to get them answered. Plan here is to do about 20 to 30 minutes ish, somewhere around there. So depending on the interaction, it will depend on the length, really. So but yeah, if you want to, if you're on here and put your name and kind of where you're coming from. I know that we have a couple people that are regulars, and so looking forward to answering questions. One of the biggest things, so we're getting into Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, right? Yes, that was a great question, Rachel. So with the aha moment, I'll answer this question here real quick. Kind of display it up. The aha moment. What is the aha moment? The aha moment is the moment it's right after the initial conversion, typically, or a conversion, and it's the customer experience that the customer or client gets after that initial conversion. And it gets them excited. That helps to make it click for them to be like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. But it's really all about the experience people have after they make a purchase. And if you can have a system in place to replicate that every single time, you can dial it in. You can have metrics to kind of back that, so that if things are going crazy, you kind of know where to go, so to speak. So what's up, Kellen? I love it. Hope you guys are doing good. I'll be getting with you guys tomorrow. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. So yeah, right now too, with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's really all been about traffic, right? Driving traffic, maybe testing offers, kind of getting people on the email list, text list, things like that. For now, we're getting towards the end of October, right? So we're getting into the next phase. And so if you're watching this and you're like, oh, the phases and things like that, we actually did a full-on webinar workshop on this, and it's on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go and look at the lives or look at the videos that we've uploaded, we have the Black Friday Cyber Monday workshop that kind of explains the different phases and things. And so we're getting to the phase now to where we need to start switching, starting to think about switching the messaging, right, to more Black Friday Cyber Monday messaging. So we're still going to be gathering emails, and this is where we really dial in the offers and things like that. And so what we want to do is the messaging needs to be, all about signing up to get early access or something like that. Sign up today. We're trying to kind of qualify our buyers and people with purchase intent. So whether if it's like, hey, sign up and get exclusive promo code to get a free gift with your next purchase, or sign up for early access to Black Friday Cyber Monday deals, or something like that, to where the reason why they're opting in is to buy stuff. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of frame that and things like that. So keep that in mind kind of as time goes on. But that stuff should be starting to switch like this next week, because we're coming up, we're already coming up on the 1st of November, which is like nuts. It's absolutely crazy to me how fast time is going. So, but yeah, punch down any questions that you guys have. And we can kind of get them answered. Definitely appreciate all the the different interaction that we've had in the past with all these, and it's really, really great. But yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday, right? Middle of the week. How's everybody's week's going? Hopefully it's going good. Um, put in the comments if you got anything crazy coming on this weekend. Facebook is said to be changing its name. I don't know. Um, I think it could have something to do with maybe additional products or things of that nature that are coming out, or a different platform that they could be launching. Um, but I haven't read much on that, so I can't really give like a clear answer. And so, yeah, good question though. That's going to be something I'm going to put on my docket to check out. That's interesting. I have well, Laura's got something here. So it's been awesome using Hyros to see how many dollars that we spent months ago are paying off now. That felt like an aha moment. Yes. Should we expect to see a return on those marketing dollars right away with Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Yes, absolutely. You should see, for structuring everything right, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, you should see a return on that. But at the same time, the people that don't purchase in that, you could see people come in with Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, but then don't make a purchase until like a little bit closer to Christmas. So that's another thing to really keep in mind. And also, some of these purchases that people make, you'll see, because some of them will be like gift cards and like things like that. You'll see those purchases come in definitely like in January, February timeframe, um, which is an interesting thing. Yeah. So we had a client that we were kind of diving into some of the Hyros data, and this is kind of crazy. They're an apparel company um, on the East Coast, and they do well, right? They do really well. But the cool thing is so they're low ticket items. It's just hats, shirts, things like that. Um, the data, what it told us is that some of these people came to the website in August, but they didn't make a purchase until like a couple days ago. So, and there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that happening, and so that's why it's so important to like be patient with the process and like all that kind of stuff. But the retargeting, that's why retargeting is so important, and the follow-up, like email follow-up, like all that kind of stuff, just to continue to be in front of people, because you never know like when those people first see your ad versus or email or whatever, and then actually make a purchase. So it's really interesting. But it was cool to know that, because I've noticed like with bigger ticket items, obviously, if somebody's going in to buy like $1,000 worth of camo, or buying a bow, or like something like that, like there's typically like a longer period of time where people are going to first see it, they're going to check it out, they're going to do the research, and then months later they're going to buy. Sometimes all those higher ticket items take like 90 days or so for them to actually convert. But it is also very interesting to see that was the case as well for lower ticket items. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. It was good. Yeah, I know before that I was gonna say something, but I totally lost train of thought. So any other questions, man? Let's dump them in. This is kind of like a free for all, putting me on the spot. We have some big things coming. Blaze is going to be very involved in some expos and stuff like that coming up at the beginning of this year. And so we'll definitely be pushing out a lot of cool updates on that. But it's very exciting that we're able to partner up with some very big industry players and doing some really cool stuff. And so it's very, very exciting. Also, right now, another strategy too right now with Black Friday, Cyber Monday is giveaways. So if you're having a hard time trying to figure out like what to do, or if you're having troubles partnering with people or like whatever, you can do like a small giveaway, like just you. One client, they like to do things where, hey, anybody who makes a purchase from the 1st of November through like December 12th or whatever gets entered to win in the 12 days of Christmas kind of giveaway. And then, 12 days, from Christmas up 12 days or whatever, they do it like a giveaway every single day, where it's really kind of cool. So another way to kind of like approach a different angle, I know, for a lot of people. All right, so what are a few ways to build excitement with the customers and clients? Yes, Andrew. Yes, somebody did say giveaway. So, how to build excitement with customers. I've seen this with a number of different clients, to where their customer experience after the purchase, their post-purchase sequencing, the way they follow up with their customers, the way that they have different warranties and VIP programs and like all this stuff. That kind of stuff makes people feel really special. And so anything that you can do to make people feel special and feel loved and feel like they're part of the family, so to speak, is um, ways to kind of generate that. And you can do that in a myriad of different ways, right? Um, I know on our team, with the Blaze team, we are definitely going through that process, and we're like, hey, how can we make this better for the clients? How can we do, when somebody comes on initially, like, how can we make that process smoother and better? And a lot of times we're making it better because of the feedback that we get from our current clients. The feedback, and so being able to accept feedback and to have that conversation with your customers, to a lot of really cool ideas come from them. And I know in my case, uh, some of my clients have been in business a lot longer than I have, and so they have a little more insight and they've seen a lot more things. And so any kind of feedback that way that they can give is like awesome. It's awesome, awesome. Yeah, that was a great question. Great question, Laura. And Andrew, man, what's going on? So this weekend I got some really cool stuff happening on my end. I'm actually going to be taking a trip up to Montana, up to Helena. So it's going to be fun. It'll be a good time. So I've heard of some people doing written notes with orders shipped. Would that be worth? Yes, absolutely. Like any kind of personal touch like that goes a long way. And I've seen, with the different brands and stuff that we represent and we kind of work with, there's a few that do that, and it breeds such a strong like client or customer culture that that just goes a long way, goes a long way. So awesome question, and most definitely any kind of personal touch that you can do. So great questions. I love this. I love the interaction. Probably go for another like 15 minutes or so, or you know 10 to 15 minutes, something around there. But I'm noticing some more people kind of jumping on. So I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook, and so as you kind of comment, I can see where you're kind of coming from, which platform. And so feel free though to like jump in and you know give me your question. It's pretty rad. One of the cool things that we do with clients, is we kind of build out the customer journey, and building excitement and building a lot of that stuff, those systems, is part of what we call like the 90-day accelerator, and it's part of our like fractional CMO type services, like when we're fully on board with that kind of stuff. And so you know if you have questions about any of that stuff, that's stuff that we actively do with that. With me being like the fractional CMO, and that's actually what I'm going up to Montana to do, is do a super deep dive, advanced version of optimizing the customer journey. So it's gonna be cool. I should have some pretty cool photos and different stuff that we can grab from that, to kind of showcase some of that stuff, which is rad. Super rad. Yeah, dump your questions in, even if it's like questions, doesn't necessarily have to be super related to, I mean, keep it within, scope, so to speak. but definitely like, it's like, hey, what's your favorite color? Or, I don't know. We can roll with those type of questions too if you wanted to get to know me a little bit better. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just don't care, which is probably the case. So I'll keep my mouth shut. um, yeah, and one thing I am noticing though with different a lot of companies right now, I'm actually noticing a lot of people pushing giveaways. Um, just another testament of how effective they can be. The one caveat with giveaways is you got to kind of understand that there's people out there that's their thing is they just enter giveaways. And so sometimes you don't get like the best emails, but if you can get a good email list, you should be able to pump that in. But the key is just to nurture that, or nurture the email list as we go. So if you have a giveaway that's going to last like longer than 2 weeks, or even 30 days, um, when you bring those emails in, you want to try to nurture those throughout the giveaway. And so that was had a good discussion with a guy I had recently met about that, because that's what he does for a living. His whole company is based around doing giveaways for companies. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, drop your questions. If we'll keep this going as long as you guys keep dumping questions, so to speak. Uh, yeah, it's kind of fun on the road, alive in the truck with Eej. Yeah, how's everybody doing? I know I got some people. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Now we got some good stuff coming up. So Andrew wants to know. So I don't know why it doesn't show. Oh, there it goes. So what's my one rep max on bench? So I actually haven't done like a full on max in a while. But I will say that it is probably based on like my working reps and things like that. It is probably right around, you know, 275 ish, probably. I mean, I'll have to really kind of test it. It could be closer to 300. I'm not that big of a guy. And definitely, have been doing more volume work than anything else. So that's just excuses, I know. But yeah, dude, that was a good question. What about you, Andrew? What is your one rep max? I love it. All right, Laura, should we be personalizing emails? Do you see difference on whether we address the person by name or not? Absolutely. This is kind of like, um, personalization is something that a lot of people kind of take for granted, because a lot of people kind of, um, they have everybody's doing it, and everybody knows like the emails are automated, and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of people that if you don't address them by their first name, or if you're just like, hey, they're like, what's wrong with you? you know you should have my name on file. And so sometimes you'll get the adverse effect if you don't personalize it, like the emails and stuff like that. So yes, so I would say for sure, like, anything you can do to personalize emails, um, is yeah, we should definitely do it. Like, without question. If you have the person's first name, absolutely. Um, so Andrew, this was the answer to my question. I love it. So you got pinned under 295. Nice. That's that really is like, I don't care like who you are. Like, when you can push that much weight, 275, 285, 200 even, like, that is a lot of weight. I don't think people realize like how much that really is. And so it's still impressive. Um, yeah, I've seen a lot of powerlifting competitions and a lot of stuff like that where, the numbers are bigger for sure and things. But like when you get underneath that weight, like the cool thing is it doesn't care like who you are. The weight is even for everybody. And so that's one of the cool things. So when you think about, that much weight being pushed by anybody, it's neat. I think it's impressive. So am I dressing up for Halloween? I think so. I'm going to go back to my roots and tap into my emo side. So I don't know if you guys know the Matt Catsell, Emo's Not Dead. So I was a big emo kid growing up. Still am at heart, I guess, without some of the drama and the stuff that comes with that. But yeah, it's always fun. So I'm gonna probably do that. So I might roll on some black eyeliner and start rocking my Newfound Glory and Taking Back Sunday and all that kind of stuff. Should be pretty fun. I feel like Andrew needs to hear some other interesting facts about fitness. Maybe that includes a spray tan. Yeah, I've competed, and I've done a few things that way. Spray tan is could be a cool thing. I love this. Emo's not dead. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love it. What time we at? Yeah, we can go a few more minutes. If you guys got any more questions or anything like that. I hope everybody's got a good weekend coming up. We're gonna be probably pushing out kind of like a weekly webinar to kind of discuss a lot of the different tactics and strategy. It really is just like a strategy on 2xing annual revenue within 12 months, and it is like a process and stuff. And so I'll be looking forward to kind of pushing that out, and how it'll kind of roll is these Q&As will actually kind of roll after that. But yeah, so it'll be fun to kind of see the different people coming in and rock and rolling. All right. Any more questions? I feel like I'm just blabbing now, but I love it. You are going live with Eej on the road. Should make that a thing, I think. So let's see. Will future webinars be live or recorded like last night? So I intend these webinars to be live. If there's some unforeseen circumstance that it can't be live, it will be recorded. But it's not going to be just, recordings. You're going to get me live on that for the most part. And, may have other people that come on here and there to kind of go over different things. And we'll probably do some cool little workshops like I did with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like right now, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like we need to be like pushing to collect emails, but then we need to be switching the messaging, right? Just like we were talking about earlier. But yeah, like mostly live. So as we work on the growth audit, should we focus on certain aspects first or all at the same time? This is awesome. So the growth audit is a really cool like little exercise, right? You create like this cool star, and then you put all the different elements, like awareness and engagement, leads and conversion and aha moment, and all the way to like referrals and generating referrals, and you grade yourself from 1 to 5 and be true with yourself, because then it'll really give you a really cool graphical representation of where you're lacking. And so you could do that like every quarter. You could do it like every year, just to kind of like be fresh of like, hey, did we make improvement? How do we all feel about this? And have it be like a team exercise. It's a fun thing to do. But as you work on that, we should work on one thing, right? And I'm terrible at this, especially in the past and stuff, of like just trying to like, hey, we just need to get something out right now. Let's just see if this works. And if it immediately doesn't work, let's get this other thing. And we switch directions and we, kind of go back and forth that way. Thanks, Kellen. I will, man. I will for sure. But the best thing, with that, we start building up like a lot of these half-built bridges, which is something that a lot of people, especially on here, kind of um, are very familiar with that kind of phrasing. And so, the way to dial it back, right? Like I have a client where it's just like, okay, you know what? We're going to focus on like this one funnel, and we're going to get it right. We're going to get it rolling. We're going to get people going through it. And then once people start going through it, then we're going to optimize and we're just going to get it right until we can get it converting as much as we can before we switch directions and, kind of go down there. But that's all too, like just working the customer value journey of how you bringing in customers, how are you engaging with the customers? How are you, getting them to convert and ascend and be excited and all that kind of stuff. Right. And so that's kind of one of those things. One thing at a time. That's the advice. Simplify and focus on one thing, get it right. And in some circumstances, that may take like a month or 2 or 3. I know for some people, it's taken like a year for them to figure out and dial in their offer so it actually converts. So it is a process that sometimes we can hit it out of the park right away. And other times it's kind of a grind to get it to work. But the key is just to being consistent and just never giving up. Okay, we're kind of coming up on time. We're in about 27 minutes. So let's see here. We'll throw this. So probably be like the last question here. So do we have an update on TikTok ads as you dive into them? Good, bad, don't know yet. So from what we are seeing with TikTok, this is really kind of an interesting thing. So TikTok is, claimed to be the most advanced AI algorithm for a social media platform on the planet. And I'm starting to really believe that. And because of the data that we're seeing. So when we first started running, for some, because we're running TikTok ads for a few different clients, and we noticed like it kind of like is slow, and it, some things, it's easy to get things rejected too. It's something to keep in mind. As we kind of go, and then all of a sudden, like when the algorithm kind of figures out like who's clicking and who they should be showing the ads to, it like boosts. It's just like a straight spike up. And then with other clients, as time kind of goes on, it spikes and then it kind of goes up and kind of plateaus a little bit, and then it's like another spike. And so I think the key with it is to kind of get your budget in and just kind of let stuff run so long as it's bringing in good traffic. Because the really cool thing about TikTok ads, you can run that as traffic ads, and you can just drive a whole bunch of traffic. In some clients we're getting, less than 10 cents per landing page view. Others, it usually starts out higher than that, and then it lowers as it optimizes. But we're getting a lot of traffic that way, and then we turn around, because once people go to the website, we got the Facebook pixel there. In some cases, we got the Google retargeting stuff there, and so all of that data is going into all those other platforms as well. And so we get to set up retargeting ads on all these. So there's a lot of really cool kind of cross-platform things that we're doing with TikTok. So if we can drive cheap, cheap traffic with one, and then retargeting on the others, it's starting to look better and more profitable. Which cross-platform stuff has always been a thing for me in the past, but usually, especially in the past, we were only able to do it with clients that, had bigger budgets, and so, because the cost of the traffic, kind of goes up as some of these platforms accelerate. So hopefully that all makes sense, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for jumping on, keeping this engaged, and I love it. Um, we'll see y'all next week, and more than anything, keep the fire alive.